Welcome to... On tonight's Clubhouse Live, the captain returns as our co-host. De'Vondre Campbell is here. And check out who's hanging out with De'Vondre. It's fellow linebacker, that is, Isaiah McDuffie. A 3-game losing streak for the Packers. As Vince once said, what the heck is going on out there? We'll ask the guys what it'll take to turn it around. Plus, we've got party streamers, we've got contestants, which means we've got a spectacular Clubhouse Live challenge coming up. It's time to get started, so let's open the doors.
Good Monday evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Clubhouse Kitchen and Bar. We're hanging out, as always, inside the Hilton Appleton Paper Valley Hotel, downtown Appleton, Wisconsin. I'm Brett Christopherson with USA Today Network Wisconsin, also the Post-Crescent. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's hear ya. Let's hear ya. Good crowd, good energy, and we're going to need it, right? We also needed a couple of these guys. These aren't kids, but these are tonight's door openers. It's none other than our unofficial mascot, Mean Gene, and his buddy Andy. There they are. Mean Gene is all over the show tonight, so we'll see him again later on as well. Hey, got a lot to talk about and a lot to get to. We have a fun show in store, but we do have to talk about this one. Washington Commanders 23, Green Bay Packers 21. Strange times in Titletown, right? As the Packers now suddenly in a 3-game losing streak after falling to the Commanders on Sunday in Landover, Maryland. Green Bay jumped out, looked pretty good early, 14-3 lead. Thanks in large part to De'Vondre Campbell's pick 6, right? First career touchdown as well. But unfortunately, Washington then scored 20 unanswered points to take command of the Packers. No third down conversions for the first time since 1999. That was a long time ago. Meanwhile, the Commanders, 166 yards rushing, 364 yards in all. A muff punt also led to 3 Washington points. So add it all up, and the Packers below 500. This is crazy, 3-4 with a very tough Sunday night matchup coming up at Buffalo. Is it time to panic? What's the DEFCON level at? We're going to ask the guys here in a little bit, the captain as well. So don't like it when he's here. It is Mad Vince. He's upset, hates losing football games. We'll see, though, if Mad Vince can become Happy Vince after the Buffalo game. But, yeah, he's happy. We're all happy when our guys are here. The captain is back after a few weeks hiatus. It is De'Vondre Campbell, the all-pro linebacker. He's right there as our co-host. And take a look, who else is at the VIP table? It is another linebacker. It is Isaiah McDuffie. He's here as well. First, a big thank you, as always, to our presenting sponsors. For Cellcom, save 50% right now on select smartphones, plus get $200 off smartwatches with a smartphone purchase. New flex agreement and monthly service is required. Visit cellcom.com/fall for details. East Wisconsin Savings Bank, they help members build a wonderful life. Learn about all of their services at eastwist.com. And last but certainly not least, Munoz Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, your Center for Dental Excellence, voted Reader's Choice Best Dentist on this year's Best of the Bay. Let Dr. Sebastian and his team of professionals help you achieve your dream smile. And now I have to introduce to you a guy who will not be smiling after tonight's Monday night game. It is none other than Chicago Bears fan, Ricardo Arguello. Let's hear him. Let's have it. Let's hear your booth. Take out your frustration on the Bear fan over there.
Brett, listen, usually we do a Bears Minute. No need to do that because I want to get this show going because I need to get to watch that Bears game.
Just for you, we're going to make this a 3-hour show. No. Okay? We haven't talked to De'Vondre and Isaiah about that, but that's what's happening. We're here till 10 o'clock tonight, and we're going to keep the TVs off. Ricardo, you know how the show works, but maybe they don't know how the show works. So how does it work?
Well, we are interactive, so we invite your comments and questions for anybody out there in cyber world through our live chat that can be found online next to the video viewer. And I am monitoring that chat, Brett, right now, and we'll relay those comments and questions over to you and the guys.
Yep, Clubhouse Live is always the hashtag. Give me a follow at PC Brett C. De'Vondre is at Came_along_way, and Isaiah is at Isaiah McDuffie_. Don't worry about Ricardo.
Ricardo,
Nobody cares.
Delian.
And give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. So I still have the Vikings welcome mat out for the guys to stomp their feet over as they come up here, since the Vikings are in first place in NFC North. This guy right here, Vikings fan, is back to ruin the party as well. So we got a Vikings fan, Bears fan, and a Vikings fan in the crowd here tonight.
I don't like the Vikings either, so.
Andy, though, who opened the door, said, where's the Buffalo blanket? You know, if anybody wants to chip in and help out with the budget, you can buy me all team blankets. I'll definitely take them for Christmas time. So anyway, let's get our co-host onto the stage or at the desk. He's in his 7th NFL season, his 2nd with the Packers. He's an all-pro. He continues to rack up the tackles. He is rated as one of the NFL's top 100 players, and now you can say he scores touchdowns, doesn't he? How about a big Clubhouse Live welcome for the captain? It is Green Bay Packers All-Pro linebacker number 59, De'Vondre Campbell. Good to see the captain. It's been way too long. He's here. He's excited. He's ready for some energy to take into Buffalo. Welcome back. It's been 3 weeks since you've been here.
Yeah, man. It doesn't seem that long, though. Crazy how time flies.
Crazy how time flies, and clearly you missed me, didn't you? You missed me.
Yes,
Admit
man.
it.
I need your infectious energy.
Yes, thank you. Somebody finally realizing what I bring to the table.
I'm pretty sure everybody thinks the same.
Well, he doesn't, that Bear fan
Nope.
over there.
I mean, he's too focused on this loss they're about to
Oh.
take.
Yes. The big L.
After tonight, they'll be tied with the Packers for 2nd, baby.
Well, you never know. The way the NFC North is wide
Wishful
open
thinking.
still. It could happen. So, well, yeah, it's good to see you. Good to have you back.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk a little bit about you, though, before we dive into some football talk. And as I told De'Vondre in the back room, unfortunately, and sometimes fortunately, we always have to look back at the game and see what's going on. So we'll get to that here in a second. But I noticed last week, you and your lovely wife there, by the way, who there's another little captain over at the table. Maybe you want to introduce him first. He's taken over the show already. Look at him. There he is.
That's my son. He's a junior, but we call him Cash with a K.
Cash with a K.
Yeah.
Future linebacker right there. So he's here.
Now, I'd rather him play quarterback.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Quarterback.
That's where all
Smart
the
man.
money is, yeah.
Smart man, yep. And you don't have to get hit when you're the quarterback either too much.
Longer careers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, or a kicker.
How about a long
Okay.
snapper?
Yeah.
Those guys
I'm
last long.
fine with it. Just be the best at it.
We got a good long snapper, Ricardo, from Nina, who's is in Iowa in the Big Ten
That's
right now.
right.
He's got
Might be an NFLer, too.
You never know. He's very, very good at it. So, but anyway, you and your wife last week, I see right here, partnered with Campbell's Chunky Soup
Yes.
in donating 5,000 Campbell's products to Paul's Pantry in Green Bay. How about that? That's great. Explain, Captain, what that's all about for you, and why was that important for you to lend your name and time to what sounds like a pretty good cause?
For me, it's deeper than that. I have a foundation. It's called the De'Vondre Campbell Family Youth Foundation, and every year I try to, me and my wife and my foundation guy, we try to do a couple events, whether it's like an Easter event, a Christmas event, where we, like adopt families and just, I'm not big on doing like media coverage. I don't want anybody to know that I actually do it, so it's always on the low. But we had a great opportunity to partner with Campbell's Chunky, and for every tackle, I think they donate 25 products. So at this point, we've been able to get about a little over 8,000 products donated, and we're just trying to continue to keep building on that. It was an awesome opportunity to be able to go out to Paul's Pantry. That was actually my first time there, and they have a great operation going on there. So it was a pretty cool, humbling experience.
That is cool, isn't it? That's great that he does that. And De'Vondre, that's a natural endorsement opportunity for you. A natural endorsement opportunity.
yeah,
Campbell doing stuff with Campbell's. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be a little bit humble about it, but it's one of those things where it's like I've always dreamed about it, for sure. Like I used to watch the Donovan McNabb commercials
Yeah, right.
growing up, so you know, with that being my last name, it was something that was always kind of on my bucket list that I was hoping I can get done.
Cross it off the bucket list, so that's pretty cool. Maybe we should try to do something with your foundation with Clubhouse Live, right? I bet you there might be some donations for it.
For sure.
Maybe we'll look into that as we get closer to the holiday season.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that. So we haven't seen you, though, since the London trip, right? You had just
right before
you beat the Patriots, and then you went off to London. So we asked Amari Rogers this last week because we hadn't seen him in a couple weeks either previous to the trip. So how did you like the venture overseas, and did you get besides what happened on the football field, of course, but did you get to experience anything cool on your trip to England and Europe?
Not really. It wasn't worth it to me. It was definitely a waste of time. We got there like Friday morning, and it's like 6 or 7 hours ahead. So spent most of the time trying to adjust to the time difference. It just, in my humble and honest opinion, it was a waste of my time.
Interesting. So just even playing a game out there, period. Not.
Yeah, but I understand the NFL does it for money. But I mean, y'all just uprooted us and sent us halfway across the world to be there for 48 hours. So
very interesting.
It was a waste of my time.
I like that.
And I just feel like I'm an honest person, so it's my honest opinion.
Yeah.
I bet. Hey.
Yeah.
You know what?
Go ahead, Ricardo.
I bet you more players feel that way, right, De'Vondre? They just won't say it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say what they ain't going to say. I would have rather just played here because it was a home game anyways. So we should just play it in Lambeau.
Yeah, well, interesting. I like that. I think you're right, Ricardo. It does seem to be a little odd, doesn't it, to go that far to play a football game, and then you're all messed up for probably another week anyway. So
yeah, for sure. It definitely took me like 3 or 4 days to adjust once we got back. Like I was just tired, like couldn't control it, but it's whatever. You know?
As they say, it is what it is, I guess.
Yep.
So
can't control it.
I don't think the NFL is going to drop it. That
No.
doesn't seem like that's on. Their
I mean,
agenda.
it's a great event. Like the game in itself, you know, there was a lot of fans there. It was a pretty cool experience. I've never been out of the country, so that was cool in its own right. But for what we went there for, it wasn't worth it, you know.
Well, that's good. I appreciate the honesty, and unfortunately, the NFL seems to like.
They should just
to go the other way, don't they?
They should just keep it as preseason games because that takes money out of Green Bay as well, right?
Right. That was a home game that took away from the businesses that rely on Packers home games for income.
Yes.
So we asked Amari this, though, too, I guess on a lighter note, though, the big old airplane that you took over now. It was a Virgin Atlantic Dreamliner, and it had these cool, comfy seats. Now
I wouldn't say comfy.
Okay.
They were
But
they were cool, though.
But let me just say this. Now, he did say that only the important people got to sit in those seats. So we are all wondering, De'Vondre, are you one of the important people that got to sit in those big cubicle thingies, whatever they are?
I don't know what you define as important. Everybody's important. But it's just one of those things. I don't know. Like, they can't make those seats for the whole plane.
It'd be way too
so,
big.
yes, you did get one
In
of
other
those.
words, he's dancing around the question.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
He said he was just sitting in a regular seat and tried to recline. There's De'Vondre Campbell all spread out, probably like a king bed.
I mean,
these
my
things
feet
convert
were in
to.
the aisle. It was like I said, it wasn't worth it because once you laid the seat, like you can turn it into a bed, but it didn't have any cushion on that part. So it's almost like laying on this table right here.
Ooh.
I was like, I'd rather just sit in the regular seat that has cushion and lean back.
Well, based on Amari, I think he would have gladly traded with you.
I basically sat like they did the whole time. I never laid it into a bed because I saw Preston do it, and we're about the same height. And like the whole time, I'm looking at his calves in the aisle. So I was like, that's not worth it because you know you got the flight attendants. They're going up and down the aisle every couple minutes. I'm like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'll just lay like this and I'll just lean back.
Oh, it almost sounds miserable, Ricardo, doesn't it?
I'm telling you, it wasn't what it seemed.
I'm never going to England just for that very reason, right there, right then and there. So
England is cool. I actually did get to go downtown London for a couple hours, but it took more time to get there than I actually spent down there. But
right.
I did it just to say I did it. It's pretty nice. It's like New York, but on a bigger scale.
Well, maybe someday, but right now my world is Appleton, Wisconsin, and doing the show and making
I'd rather be here.
Yeah, there we go, right?
Too many people. I mean, I'm a small town guy anyway, so like too many people, and I don't know, it made me nervous.
Yeah, I don't like big crowds either. I like a nice, more intimate setting for sure. I'm more of, I guess, a smaller town guy as well. So let's talk a little bit about the game. Rosie, we need you to put up. We don't have a GIF of the night. We have a Clubhouse Live image of the night, and that's how Packer fans are feeling, just like Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Bob saying boo. Everybody's despondent right now. De'Vondre, 3-game losing streak. That is not the norm for the Green Bay Packers. So, what is going on in your opinion? And is it time to panic, De'Vondre? Because I think Packer fans are like this, like our guy, me and Gene there. He's nervous. He's standing at the ledge right now.
I mean, it's no secret. We're definitely struggling right now, and it's not one side or the other. It's kind of like everybody's taking turns. You know, like one side will be playing well and the other side won't, or one or two phases will be playing well and one phase won't. And like I think I said before, football isn't like golf or tennis. It's not just you against one person. Like, everybody has to be on the same page at one time. And when you aren't, bad things happen. And the ironic thing about every game we've lost and also games that we've won, it's come down to a couple plays here or there. You know, it's not like we're being dominated or whatever it may seem. Like, it comes down to 3 or 4 plays in all of these games. And in the wins, we were making those plays. And in losses, vice versa, like, we aren't making those plays. So it's really just going to come down to, you know, executing better and situational football. That's all it is. I mean, to answer your question, I don't think it's time to panic at all, because we still have 10 games left, and I've seen some crazy things happen in this league, and we are very talented, and it's a weird year right now. I mean, across the whole league, you got a lot of really good football teams that just aren't playing up to the standard, and unfortunately, we're one of them. And I think we have the type of guys in our locker room. We aren't running. We aren't hiding from what is going on. We understand it. We're being honest, and we can't keep talking about it. We just have to make the changes and get it done. You know, like, that's the bottom line.
There you go. That's the bottom line. Get it done. I was going to ask you. Maybe that's the answer. You're the captain. We call you the captain. You're one of the captains. So if Matt LaFleur says, De'Vondre, I need you to address the team right now, is that your message? What are you telling the guys if they're all huddled around you as you get ready for the big game?
I'm not one of those type of people, to be honest. Like, I don't talk a lot. I don't feel like I need to talk a lot, and I don't feel like I should have to motivate a bunch of grown men to do this is our job. That's the bottom line, you know? Like, you have to do your job, and if you don't, bad things happen, you know? And that's just the reality of anything in the real world. We aren't any different than anybody else, you know? So, like I say, we just have to do our job, and when everybody does their job one play at a time, good things happen. But when you have 10 guys doing their job and then one guy isn't, bad things happen. You know, like, that's kind of what I kind of referred to, I feel like, before, is the talent margin is so small. Everybody's good. So it's about who's going to continue to do the right things over and over and over and over again, and don't get bored with the details. I'm not saying that it's going to be perfect. No game is going to be perfect. Like, there's going to be bad things that happen, you know, like, they're professionals too. They practice just like we do. So nothing's going to be perfect, but you just need to be better in the critical moments.
So you say, 10 guys doing the job, one guy doesn't, kind of blows it all up. How do you get everybody on sync? Is it just...
It's just, like I say, it's a focus thing more than anything. That's really what it comes down to. Like, when you focus in on your job every single play and doing what you're supposed to every single play, that's all you can control. Like, I can't control what happened 2 or 3 plays before, and I can't control what's going to happen on the next play. Only thing that I can do is worry about that exact moment. Whatever that play call is, executing my job responsibility within that play. Every single play, every guy on the field has a job responsibility, and it's not too small or it's not too big. And that's what makes football such a great sport, is that if everybody can do the right thing, and one person can, for whatever reason, it might be a mental lapse, it might just be he was better than you that play, and bad things can happen. So we're, like I said earlier, we're struggling to find our footing right now, but I think we'll be just fine.
There you go. They like that. Amari said something too, kind of having, unfortunately, some of the same discussion with him last week on the offensive side, I guess, in particular, and the whole team as well. But he also said he thought maybe guys were thinking too much maybe out there instead of just going out there and playing. You kind of sense that too? Maybe you start to press a little bit because, you're a little bit of a skid here, and then, you know how negative momentum kind of builds and builds and builds. You think you guys are thinking too much instead of not just going out there and playing?
I think it's a natural reaction for anybody, whether us or anybody else. It's just a natural human reaction that when you're accustomed to living or doing things a certain way and you aren't getting the results you want, it's just a natural reaction to kind of do more than you should, because you start looking for answers. And that's where I feel like you kind of have to stick to what you know. Like, you have to trust the process that got you where you were before. You don't change anything. You just have to look at the problem. And like I say, the problem is in some of these games, we were making those 3 or 4 plays. As of late, we haven't been. And I mean, there's no single person or anything you can like directly just point your finger on and say this is it, because that's not. And if you think so, you aren't watching the games. Like, it's just here and there, and they've been able to make the plays and we haven't, and we just need to get back to making those plays, and I think we'll be fine.
Well, we'll see coming up, big game. We'll talk about that with the Buffalo Bills, especially with our guest tonight. But speaking of making plays, Rosie, put up the photo of number 59 making a big play. Look at the interception right there. Look at that guy. J.D. McKissick right there.
I like that picture. I think I need to get that one.
Well, yeah, let's get it. Let's get on it. Come on, let's get on it. Where's Mike Cruz and make it happen right now? Let's get that photo.
Gotta get that one in the man cave, man.
Yeah, in the man cave, and you can.
I won't put the score next to it though.
No, you can invite me to your man cave, and we'll just kind of look at it together and admire it together, huh? Just hanging out,
like
you
that.
and me, just hanging out.
That's fine.
But 63-yard interception return for a touchdown on that play. First career touchdown. I think that is your 6th career interception. Third now with the Packers, I believe, if memory serves. So take us through what you were doing, what you were reading. Obviously, you jumped it, you saw it coming, and boom, you took it all the way. So, and when were you thinking touchdown, right? You must have been thinking touchdown, what, at the 40, the 30, the 20? Take us through the whole thing.
So we had an empty check, and obviously they went empty. Nobody was in the backfield. So they went 4 strong, and that was something that they hadn't really shown before, which, I mean, you expect every game to see unscouted looks. So it was something different. We checked, and you play your rules. I saw one of the guys, he went vertical, and out of the corner of my eyes, I saw the pivot route. So I knew nobody was in the flat. So I was like, if I don't jump this, there's nobody else within the area. And the quarterback kind of stared it down too. He made it a little bit easy. He didn't really look me off. So it was kind of an easy play. And just
easy play, right? Yeah. For a professional athlete.
He makes it look
when
easy.
When you're dealing with Aaron in practice and he's looking you off all the time, I mean, I was like, there's no way he's about to throw it. And he threw it. So it was, once he threw it, like once it was in the air, like I knew I was going to pick it. It was just a matter of just going.
Wrestled it out of his hands, and next thing you know, you're getting an escort from Rasul Douglas on the backside. Quay Walker's up there in the front side, and then you are
Secret
kind of
service.
pivoting your head a little bit, making sure nobody was around, and then a little high stepping at the 5-yard line. Now listen, De'Vondre, when you do this again, you got my blood pressure going, you got my heart pumping. It's like, get into the end zone, don't slow down at the 10 like you think you got it.
Ain't nobody catching me. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, you weren't gonna. Heineke, the quarterback, wasn't catching either, was he?
I'm not. No, I wasn't worried about Heineke. Everybody says that. I'm like, the thing is, people don't really realize how fast I am. Like, I was an all-state track runner in high school. I mean, like, the speed is there. It's not going anywhere. I've gained a lot of weight since then, but
Yeah.
it's not going anywhere.
You gotta be a
I was
little
like,
bigger.
I mean, I appreciate Quay for sure. He took a nice hit, which was illegal, by the way. That is illegal. It should have been a flag, but I appreciate him taking it because he would have done that to me. That's what he tried to do, like hit Quay into me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I would have probably just jumped him or dove in. I wasn't worried about
And
it.
that big old number 77, that tackle, that chubby guy, he ain't catching
Yeah,
either.
that was a no. I didn't even notice him.
No,
Yeah.
it was a blur, and you were going right
I
past
wasn't
him.
too worried about that.
Were you at all thinking about our show when you were kind of en route to running to the end zone, thinking this will be kind of fun to talk about as you're toting the football?
No, at that moment, I was thinking about how tired I was and how I had to go right back into the game. I was like, man, maybe I should have just like kneeled at the one.
No, you want that TD. You want that,
of course,
those
yeah.
6 points.
But I was like, at that, I was tired, super tired.
Well, that was a big play, obviously, a big moment. Ricardo, I know I'm going to kick it over to you for our first audience question here in a second, but you kind of mentioned the flag, and I know you can't say it. You just talked about your disdain for the London trip. I'll speak about the poor officiating in yesterday's game. Horrendous, I think. I can say it because they're not going to find me. Am I right, everybody?
Man.
The NFL officiating, period. That penalty on Eric Stokes on that scoop and score by Rasul Douglas, I'm not sure about that one. And there was a whole bunch. It was a flag-happy crew.
I don't know, man.
Careful now.
It's crazy to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, rules are rules, you know? And like you said on the Eric Stokes situation, that if that flag can be called on every single play in football, you know? So
Seemed ticky-tack.
it was a crazy situation, but it's nothing that we can control. Everybody has a job to do, and they did their job, and I'm not the one to question anything.
No.
But
In fact, De'Vondre, I'm going to jump in right now so you can't say anything else because we're trying to protect this guy right here.
appreciate it.
I know all the NFL rules analysts are watching the show tonight and jotting down notes. But, Ricardo, you have our first audience question, though, don't you?
I do, and it has something to do with De'Vondre's play. Go ahead. This is Jason Bino from Green Bay, our buddy.
Hey, De'Vondre, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hey, so I was just wondering, what's that feeling like when you got your first pick six, your first touchdown of your career? How would you describe that?
At the moment, I didn't really think about it too much. It was like, yeah, I knew it happened, but it wasn't really till after the game that I realized. I was like, man, 7 years and that's my first touchdown. So it's a great moment, a surreal moment. It's one of those things as a defender you always dream about, and to be able to actually do it, it was pretty cool experience.
It was.
All right, thank you,
fun play
Jason.
to watch. Thank you, Jason. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. We have some things to get to before we bring Isaiah over here to the desk. Tonight's stat pack, though. Packers, guys, haven't dropped 3 straight games since the 18 season when they lost in weeks 11, 12, and 13. Green Bay hasn't gone winless in 4 straight weeks since the 2013 season when went 0-4-1 from weeks 9 through 13. So I'm telling you what, he said it. Strange things have happened. They're going to Buffalo and going to win that game, aren't they, Mean Gene, right? They're going to go to Buffalo on Sunday Night Football. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But, Ricardo, we're doing trivia tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, but we got a couple rules. First off, if we'll ask the question, if you think you know the answer, you have to raise your hand. Do not shout it out. And if you win what, Brett?
You know what? I forgot to bring them from the office,
Oh.
but it is nachos and beer. So an IOU, I will bring them next week if you win
Okay.
one. They're in my desk. I completely forgot to bring them.
But the rules still say the
apologize for
same.
that.
If you're correct, you win once, and that's it. You're out for the rest of the game. Sorry, live chatters, you got to be here to win.
So here we go. De'Vondre, Ricardo, scan the room, and I'll ask the first question. Robert Tonyan, friend of the show, he had a 10-reception game in Week 6 against the Jets. That was the most catches by a tight end in a single game in Packers history. Did you know that? 4 others, however, are tied for second on that list with 9 catches. Name one of those former Packers tight ends. Ooh, what did you see right here? Who are we looking at? The guy right here?
Yeah, he was.
Paul. Yep, Paul Kaufman
Whoa.
is right. He gets the bell. Bob, I owe you a gift certificate.
What year was that?
Paul Kaufman would have been early 80s. Might have been 1980. Or 81, 82, somewhere around there. Jermichael Finley did it twice. Bubba Franks, remember Bubba?
Bubba.
And Jackie Harris.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Jackie
Bubba
Harris.
Franks.
I thought maybe the toolbox, Ed West might have been in there as well, but so there you go. Robert Tunyon, 10-reception game, making history. All right, we ready to get your guest up here? Should we do it?
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, check this resume out. Our guest tonight is in his second NFL season, both with the Packers. He was selected by the Packers in the 6th round of the 2021 NFL Draft. He has appeared in all 7 games so far this season defensively and on special teams, already with 5 special teams tackles. How about that? Making his presence known. Our guest tonight appeared in 13 games last season as a rookie, posting a pair of special teams tackles. He played collegiately at Boston College, where he earned all ACC second-team honors as a redshirt junior after posting a career-high 107 tackles, which ranked 2nd in the conference and 5th nationally. How about that? Our guest tonight was one of only 3 players at the FBS level to finish with at least 100 tackles, 3 sacks, and 6 tackles for a loss during that redshirt junior season at BC. He set numerous school records during a standout prep career at Bennett High School in Buffalo, including single-season tackles, single-game tackles. Now, I have 29, and I've also seen 30 in a single game at high school. How about that? We'll ask what the actual stat is. Game? 29 or 30.
See, you ain't never tell me that.
Yeah, well, you're learning something.
Man, he withholding information.
I've got all the information right here, and I'm not done. He also has school records in career TDs and career rushing yards. Our guest tonight played for the toughest football coach he'll ever have, his own father. We'll ask him about that. And he goes by the nickname of Bloodhound. Did you know that? How about a big club?
I believe it, though.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it and how that came to be. But how about a big Clubhouse Live welcome for Green Bay Packers linebacker number 58, Isaiah McDuffie. All right, that was a long resume to get through.
You got to take a deep breath after
I
that
got
one.
to take a deep. I'm going to take a deep breath because Isaiah, first, welcome to the show. Glad you're here.
Me.
But because this is De'Vondre's show and you are De'Vondre's guest, the captain, as we call him, insists on asking the first question, which allows me to take a deep breath.
So, you being a Buffalo kid, what is with the breaking of the tables during pregame and during the game?
Bills game.
Is that like a
Bills
like
Mafia.
like a tradition, like a Buffalo tradition?
Honestly, it's hard to say. I just feel like those fans are just crazy, man. Like, Bills Mafia come different, but I don't know.
Make sure you talk in the mic so we can hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
There we go.
Okay. Awesome.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they're just crazy, those fans.
The weird
I
people
don't
from
really-
Buffalo.
I don't really know what to say about that.
Yeah, they
anyone
really
who
like
comes to
having
it, too.
WWE matches.
Yeah. Throwing folding chairs at
like
each other.
TLC. I remember that. Tables, ladders, and chairs.
I don't know, man. There's this weird Buffalo fans, right? They are crazy fans, Bills Mafia, and we're
Yeah.
going to see them on Sunday
Yep.
night. But this guy has lived through it all. But before we get to your connection with Buffalo, all that good stuff, where did the nickname Bloodhound come from?
Came from my college coach, probably like when I was a sophomore, starting to play a little bit. Just kind of the way I run to the ball, he's kind of say it was like a bloodhound, and it kind of just stuck, you know. So, yeah, kind of, stuck, and everyone started calling me that. I haven't really, brought it to the NFL. But
We did now.
Yes,
just did.
everyone knows now.
But,
We just did.
Yeah, so that's kind of where it came from.
De'Vondre, it is up to you to
I
make
gotta
sure
keep that alive.
Yes.
We can't just let that die down.
No.
I'm telling everybody.
Yeah.
I hope they listening.
They're listening, but you're the captain, and they'll listen to you. So Bloodhound's going to stick from here on out. What do you think about the captain nickname, though, right? You like
I like
that?
it. Yeah, I like it, for sure.
He is the
I like
captain
it.
out there.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what. Talk about this guy a little bit, what he brings to the team. I mean, he's in your room, inside linebacker with you, and what do you like about what he's doing, not only defensively, but on the special teams, right? Making his presence known out there. Brag him up, Captain.
I mean, Isaiah's a smart guy. I mean, that's why when you brought up the name Bloodhound, I was like, that kind of speaks for itself. From the first time I saw him play, he just plays with the speed that you can't coach. And when you playing at that speed, that just shows how much you love it, and like you don't have to have anybody. Some people need a kick, and he's not one of those guys. You know, like I go into an alley with him in a dark night because I know what I'm gonna get every single day, and that's all I can ask for you. Like I don't like people that are like this. You know, I just want to know what I'm gonna get from you all the time, and I don't never have to question that with him.
Yeah, very good. What if you and I were walking in a dark alley together? How'd you feel about that?
Leave him there.
Huh? Huh?
He'd leave him right.
we bled together, so it's a little bit different.
I see what he's saying.
A little bit different.
Dancing around that question too.
It's a little bit different.
De'Vondre, I'm a physical specimen in my middle age. All right, so
I'm not putting it past you.
Yes, he's not putting it past me, but he's not putting it for me either, is he? So, Isaiah. What does this guy mean to you? All right, second year with an all-pro linebacker, first-team all-pro, one of the NFL's top 100 players sitting right here at the table. What has he meant to you in your development so far?
I mean, a whole bunch. You know, having a guy like Dre in the room, you know, having that leader, and, you know, a guy that, you know, just the way he plays, the style that he brings, you know, just even when we're watching tape, you know, he's not afraid to, you know, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, but it's always the right way, you know, always the right approach. And, you know, I feel like he holds people accountable, you know what I mean? And that's what you ask from a leader and, you know, from a great player like that. So
absolutely. The captain, as we always say, doing captain things. So, well, let's talk about your background. You're a Buffalo guy, right? From the great city of Buffalo, the great state of New York. So I got to know, you got the Sunday night game coming up in Buffalo. How many tickets? What is the ticket request like right now?
People are
hounding me
already.
I was just gonna ask. Are you gonna give me tickets?
I'm gonna need them.
I ain't got nobody coming. You can have them.
I'm gonna need them.
You need them.
Yeah.
How many are we looking at?
I mean, last year when we played them in the preseason, I probably had like 60 people there.
Ooh.
Not even joking,
Crazy.
but I didn't get 60
I remember,
tickets.
Like he was like before the Buffalo game even came about, he was like, "Hey, you using your tickets for that week? Oh, you got them."
Yeah, a little bit different now on Sunday Night Football on top of that. So
that's got to be pretty cool though. 60 tickets.
You think you could go a little bit 80, 90? We gonna hit 100 here?
I don't know. I'm definitely not getting 60 tickets.
Yeah, because this one is like prime time, so it's different. It's different than the preseason.
Sunday Night Football. That's gonna be good stuff. But how does that work? How many tickets do you get for away games?
We always get 4 tickets every week, no matter what, home or away. And I think you could buy more if you want. That's right, huh? Yeah, 4.
Either 4 or 2, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, I think you get 2, and you can buy 2 more.
Okay.
So 4 total.
There you go.
And then you have to ask anybody else if they're using theirs, and then you can just use theirs.
Isaiah, all you got to do is buy about 40, 50 tickets, right? That's no big deal for a professional athlete, right? You got all the money in the world. Hey. Come on now.
Them tickets are expensive.
They are, aren't they? It is tough. So, well, that's going to be fun, right? Going back home and playing. But playing in a stadium, Highmark Stadium now they call it, right? It used to be Ralph Wilson Stadium.
Changes all the time.
I know. I can't keep track of this either.
Just call it Ralph Wilson.
Ralph Wilson Stadium's how I know it, right?
Hey, I've always called it that. Always.
You played there before, though. You played there as a high school kid.
I played there.
Is that where you had the 30 tackles?
Nah.
We're gonna talk about that here in a little bit, but you have experience though playing there.
Yep.
Obviously the preseason game, but growing up there, you've had about a few games, I want to say.
I played there 3 times in high school.
Tournaments, right? To playoff type games.
Mm-hmm.
So you grew up obviously a big Bills fan.
Yeah.
Even though they probably weren't too good when you were growing up.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Now they're pretty good. So what's the family going to be doing? I was talking to De'Vondre about this. Are they going to be wearing some green and gold that night? Are friends going to be wearing green and gold? Or what's the dynamics here, Isaiah?
I mean, I'm expecting them to rock the green and gold. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the only way to go.
They have to. The family,
yeah, that got to be
friends,
in like writing when you get the tickets.
Yeah, that's the only way you get a ticket, right?
Right.
They got to be Packers fans for this game.
If I see someone that I gave a ticket to show up in a Bills jersey, it's going to be a problem.
They're going to be a big problem.
Yeah, you're on the ban list. No more tickets.
No
more tickets.
That's no longer your team. Your team is the Green Bay Packers, right? Everybody, right? Me and Gene. That's the only thing that matters. Besides, who cares for the Bills? It's not even a conference game, so it's no big deal if they lose. Your friends will be fine if that's how it all plays out. A lot of similarities though between the two cities, right? Have you noticed being in Green Bay? You got Upper Midwest, cold, Hardy fans, right? Rabbit fans, a lot of snow.
Does it snow more in Buffalo?
I will say it definitely snows more in Buffalo,
Yeah.
but it doesn't get as cold this year.
Is
The
that
cold
right?
here is different.
Everybody
Different.
says
But
that.
a lot of people don't realize
Crazy.
that just because it's snowing doesn't mean it's super cold.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess we're just so used to the cold, but a lot of
It's
guys say
different.
that.
It's
a different
different.
type of
Cold
cold.
is different here for sure.
I'll take the cold over snow. I hate snow with a passion. Hate it
No.
with a passion. I hate shoveling. I hate firing up the snowblower. I hate it.
No.
Well, especially in Buffalo, you get all that lake effect stuff off
Yeah.
of is that Lake
Lake Erie.
Lake Erie over
Lake
there.
Erie,
So
yeah.
you get like 8 feet of snow in one storm.
Yeah,
That's
we get
crazy.
a bunch of blizzards all the time.
Yeah, too many for my liking. So
Snowed in, man.
Bunch.
That can't be fun.
no, not at all. So let's talk about this. I don't know if you know this, De'Vondre, that Isaiah's father, Steve or Stevenson, how were you calling him?
His name is Stevenson, but he goes by Steve.
Goes by Steve. He was his head football coach in high school. Did you know that?
Nah.
That's right. So what was that experience like for you, having your dad as a coach? How were you able to kind of keep that separate with football and family? And is he still doing some coaching now that you're in the NFL, right?
Yeah,
Looking at
so
film.
my dad's like my best friend, but when we're on the field, he's not going to take it easy on me. He's my biggest critic, but he loves me up too, and that's what you expect, coming from your dad. But, I wouldn't trade that experience for the world. It was, great playing for my dad, so many great memories. It was really a joy.
Bennett High School.
Yep,
Is he still the head coach there?
he is. And
He
my,
is
And my
doing
little brother is playing there now, so it's
Okay.
pretty cool.
How are they doing this year?
They're doing good. They're about to start
How
playoffs.
deep is it into the season now?
They're about to start playoffs.
Okay. What's
Yeah.
their record?
I want to say they are 6-2.
6-2, yeah. We're in the playoffs right here in Wisconsin as well, so it's a good time of year. But come on, your dad's still, even though he's busy with his head coaching duties at Bennett High School, he's still looking at some game film with you, right? And doing a little
Yeah, he's-
coaching with you. It's okay.
He's
Your
always-
linebackers coach doesn't care with the
Yeah,
Packers.
he's always trying to pick up anything, He's always asking me, what defense are you guys running and stuff like that. He's a defensive guy in his own right, so, just trying to teach him a little more, now that I'm in the NFL and stuff like that. So
Do you ever say, Dad, come on, let go. I got coaches here at the professional level. This is a full-time job for me. I got it.
yeah,
No, you can't talk to Dad like
No,
that, can
no.
you? No, you never can.
that probably won't go good.
Well, okay, so we were talking about this, De'Vondre. I've seen now 2 stats for the school record he set. I've seen it listed as 29 in a single high school game, and I've also seen it listed as 30 in a single high school game. Which is it, do you know?
I'm going to take the 30.
Yeah, why not?
There you go.
That sounds better than 29, doesn't
I'm
it?
going to take
All
the
day.
30. I'm going to take the 30.
30 tackles, De'Vondre, in a single football game.
That's ridiculous.
Huh?
Yeah, I can only imagine how he felt after.
Oh, how is that even
Yeah,
possible?
how many
So-
plays are on a high school? Like
no,
50-something plays?
he made every tackle that
Yeah,
game.
literally. Like, how many plays were in the game?
So it was one of those rainy, muddy games. Everyone's running the ball. It wasn't no passing. It was actually my sophomore year of high school, I want to say, too.
You did that as a sophomore.
Sophomore, yeah. I read he was like 15
Sophomore
years
year.
old there.
Yeah, sophomore year.
Crazy. 30 tackles in a single high school game as a sophomore.
Probably the most fun game I've ever played in. Though.
Yeah, I don't think the opponents thought it was too much fun. There's McDuffie. Think about the Ricardo, the PA announcer. McDuffie with a tackle.
Exactly.
McDuffie with a tackle.
Oh, look at that. McDuffie
You might as well
again.
just get a tape recorder and put it by the mic.
He could go have a hot dog and just kind of keep playing the tape. McDuffie with a tackle. Man, that's crazy. I think that was the game, to what my research says, to get to the Section 6
Yep.
state championship game, which then was played at where the Bills play.
Exactly.
How's that set up in Buffalo? Because I was reading this too, that when your father took over as head coach, that teams in the city of Buffalo were not allowed to play
Nope.
in New York high school playoff football.
Correct.
Well, I don't understand why.
Yeah, they had their own separate league. It was
Really?
called the Harvard Cup back in the day. City schools played the city schools, and then the suburban schools would play each other, and then they would be able to compete for the states, but we weren't. It was a weird dynamic.
That
I'm
is
happy
strange.
it changed, though.
Yeah.
Really weird.
That's bizarre. That'd be like Appleton schools only playing each other for a state title. That's different. So,
Yeah.
all right, year 1 to year 2, right? Here you are, rookie season done, behind you in the books. Now this is year 2. Where have you grown the most? What have you improved upon the most as you've gone? And I guess what were the biggest challenges? Speed of the game, all that stuff as a rookie. Has it slowed down? Just kind of talk about the whole dynamic of going from year 1 to year 2.
Yeah, coming into the NFL year 1, it's just different than college. Guys are bigger, faster, stronger, but
Right.
it's just really getting used to the speed of the game. And then going into year 2, I feel like just comfortability. Being in the system for 2 years, knowing the playbook better. Being able to anticipate things. I feel like that's important. If you can anticipate a play, you have a better chance of making it.
Absolutely, yeah. I was going to ask you if speed, volume of information, learning the scheme, your head had to be spinning there for a while as a rookie, right?
Oh, for sure. Always, and being a rookie, you're only a rookie once, so.
Glad you're not doing that anymore, right?
Exactly.
What did De'Vondre make you do as a rookie that you can share with us? There had to be something he said, Isaiah, you're doing this. Washing his car, vacuuming his house, picking up food. What was it?
Dre actually wasn't too bad on me. You always hear crazy, stories, but I always got food for the plane. We had a rookie dinner, but he wasn't too bad on me. The other guys, him and Dre and other guys, they took care of me, I'll say.
So now are you doing some stuff to Quay and those guys, right? Are you passing it forward, saying, Quay, you're doing this for me now? You're not a rookie anymore.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You have to, right? You have to do that, De'Vondre.
You have to make him do something now. You got to do something.
Yeah.
How did he do with his duties last year?
I mean, he was always great about it because sometimes you get guys that they don't listen. So you got to get them on the back end.
Yeah.
But he was always really good about it.
Warning.
Quay be making excuses sometimes.
Uh-huh. So he's not listening too well.
Yeah.
Listen to the captain, Quay.
No,
I know
Quay
you're a
pretty
fan of the
good,
show.
too. He pretty good about it. His excuse is always, it's in the truck.
We still got to have that rookie dinner, though.
Yeah, that's
Still
what I
gotta
say.
have that rookie dinner.
Yeah.
That was always like
Yeah,
Ricardo,
it's,
like somebody we used to work with years ago. He was always, we'll do it tomorrow, but tomorrow never came.
That's
never,
right.
Never, ever came.
That's a
It was
perfect
always
answer,
tomorrow,
actually.
Right?
We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, and then it never comes. A few more things, and Ricardo, you're going to do the Facebook question of the night. Special teams, consistent tackler. Was that tough to embrace that role, and are you using that as a path forward to getting yourself more playing time defensively? Embracing that role as a member of the WeFence?
Yeah, for sure. Embracing, every role that I get. And I feel like, WeFence, that's a phase of the game, and that's very important. At the end of the day, that could change a game. If you, could cause a fumble, a good punt, pin them down, things like that. I feel like, I embrace every role that's given to me, and, I'm excited about it.
Do you guys understand this, too? I mentioned that Isaiah played at Boston College. He and A.J. Dillon were college teammates.
Yep.
Yeah, came in the same recruiting class together.
Yep.
Tell me
That
what
had to be one crazy, what did y'all call it? So I forgot what we called it in college. It's like a middle drill.
Inside
It's just
run?
literally, inside run.
Oh, yeah.
That had to be crazy.
They had a
was
lot
gonna
of
ask,
battles.
what
How
lot of
he
battles.
hits and then AJ,
Quadzilla guy,
battles.
yeah. The
It's
quad
It's literally
father.
just the D line, the O line, and a running back and a linebacker.
Ooh.
Yep.
And you just run zone.
You know it's a run, and you're just filling those
And
gaps.
you know exactly what a run is, and ain't nobody gonna block you.
And you know the
I say
the
that's
herd is
not
coming.
like that is crazy. That I sit back and think about it. Like, why was that even legal?
Doesn't sound like it should be
It
legal.
was like a part of practice every day. I'm pretty sure y'all did it too. I'm like that
All
had
the
to be
time.
like on every coach's
time.
college script.
Well, I guess
Middle run, and you spent like most of practice doing that period.
you tell me you guys don't do that in the NFL?
Nah, I don't think I could do that anymore.
No, they make sure that you guys are protected.
Yeah,
But
once a week.
once a week. Well, I wanted to ask this though. You brought it up. I wanted to know what those moments, those battles were between the Quadzilla and the Bloodhound out there, right? Who won those battles when it was one-on-one in practice?
I'm always take myself. Always take myself. We have to go back and watch the tape.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go back and watch the tape, but I'm always take myself.
Might have to get to AJ on the show sometime and see what he says about. Just want to know what his take is on the collisions. Has he taken you up to Door County?
I actually had it his wedding
His
up
wedding,
there.
you were in his
yeah,
wedding.
it was
Pretty
very
cool.
nice. It was my
Yeah, it
was
first time
pretty
up there.
cool,
It
man.
was really cool.
You got. I want some of those wings.
Yeah,
Just-
we talked about that the last time he was on.
Yeah.
He's still thinking about the wings from
Man,
AC Tap.
ridiculous. Like
We gotta
high quality.
High quality wing. I'm going to go up there pretty soon. I'm going to have to stop and
I might need to take me a trip up there
Let's
too.
go up
It's
there.
only like an hour, right?
A little bit more maybe.
Maybe like 1:15.
Yeah, something like that.
I
to
mean,
get
the
to
way
AC
I
Tap.
drive.
Well, yeah, I'm driving, De'Vondre, and I'm going to bring my wife with me just to make sure that we're extra safe.
That's fine.
We're going to get up there in an hour and 45 minutes and go real slow.
That's too long.
No, it's not. How did AJ prepare you for life in Green Bay, Wisconsin in particular, right? He had to give you some dirt on what was going on.
As soon as I got drafted, he called me, which was pretty cool. You know, he just told me, you know, if I need anything, he's here for me. And, you know, it's always cool, you know, getting drafted and going to a place where you know somebody already.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that, you know, coming here and, you know, having him here. It's cool.
Last thing, and then Ricardo, it's your turn for the social media question of the night. I found this in reading an article about you and your upbringing, your father. It said your father often said this to his players at high school, quote, "Adversity doesn't build character, it reveals character," end quote. That was one of his favorite quotes to the guys.
That's a great quote.
Well, I was going to say, what is it going to reveal then? Something like that. What will adversity that you guys are going through right now? What do you think that will reveal about the 2022 Green Bay Packers?
You know, we have a long season. We still have 10 games. You know, we could get hot at any time, and you know that's what we feel is going to happen. You know, adversity hits at different times. Every team goes through it. You know what I mean? And it's just happening for us early in the season. You know, so we'll get it fixed. And at the end of the day, you know, everyone has to step up and you know put their best foot forward.
There you go. Words of wisdom from Coach McDuffie. Ricardo, do we have any words of wisdom on our Facebook question of the night?
We do. This is from John Reese on Facebook. He wants to know this for you guys, both defensive players. Is it hard to keep fighting series after series on defense when the offense is struggling? Or do you pride yourself on keeping them in the game?
Let De'Vondre take that one.
For me, I just look at it as another opportunity. You know, I just understand. I've been playing the game long enough to know that bad stuff is going to happen. Like I was saying earlier, you know, they practice too, so you can't just expect, you know, everything to go well all the time. So if something bad does happen, of course you don't want it to, but you just have to, you know, do as much as you can to kind of null and void it, if that makes sense. You know, make it even. So that's how I think of it.
Focus on one play at a time,
Yeah.
right? So, well, thank you, John, for having his question selected. He wins a signed photo of De'Vondre Campbell. Each week we'll ask you to submit a question for our co-host or guest that we'll ask live during Monday's show. Look for it, as always, on Facebook.com/ClubhouseLive. Timeout number 2, Ricardo, trivia question number 2 coming up.
That's right. I need you three to look out into the crowd to see who's going to raise their hand first. Here we go. Brett, you know this, but did you know Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy had an 8-year career as a player in the NFL? What team did he play for?
Well, where are we looking, De'Vondre? Isaiah, we got all over the place. I'm out of it. Isaiah, who are you picking?
Yeah, I'll let you get it.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, he did.
Washington. He gets the bell. I will bring the gift certificate.
Should have asked how many Super Bowls he won.
No, I do know the answer to that one. But he did not win no Super Bowls. What are you saying? He won 1 Super Bowl. If you come back next week, you get a gift certificate too. So you get the bell as well, yes. You get a car, and you win a car. Murphy was an All-Pro and Pro Bowl safety for Washington, where he won a Super Bowl during the 82 season. That was a strike-shortened season. By the way, he led the NFL with 9 interceptions in 1983. So how about that? All right, Rosie, we need some music, and here is the challenge flag. It's time for tonight's Clubhouse Live Challenge. And we're going to do something a little bit different, guys. We're going to get you out of your seats.
Okay.
And we're going to need Grizzly Dan, and we're going to need Rex to come on up tonight. So here we go, guys. We're going to play a game that we call I Want My Mummy. So if you guys just want to stand in front, Grizzly Dan, meet De'Vondre Campbell. That is your playing partner tonight. You guys are like looking at each other eye to eye. Look at this. Grizzly Dan was a linebacker at one time. He might. And Isaiah, your playing partner is Rex. So say hi to Rex. So this is what I'm going to do. De'Vondre, I'm going to give you these. Okay? Isaiah, we're going to give you these. Now, here's the rules. Here's the game. It's called I Want My Mummy. It's October, everybody, and Halloween is right around the corner. We haven't done this in 3 years. It's been a while. No, your partner is wrapped up. So the object of the game is simple. We're going to spook some things up here on Clubhouse Live. Ricardo, I'm going to need you to keep track. You have 60 seconds.
I got it.
To wrap your playing partner as a mummy, okay? So you have to move fast, but be careful. We don't want anybody to get dizzy or anything like that. Now, Dan the man and Bill, are they positioned where you want them? Is that okay? The best-looking mummy will be voted upon by our audience based on applause, okay? The mummy with the loudest cheer wins. Now, the winner tonight gets this cool Shields tumbler from Packers tumbler. Also, a signed photo of the captain and a USA Today Network Wisconsin Frisbee. We are not bringing out the ice scrapers until it is ice scraper season. The runner-up gets NFL playing cards courtesy of Shields, the signed photo, and the USA Today Network Wisconsin Frisbee. So that's it. You're wrapping each other up as a mummy. Are you guys ready to see this? Are you ready to see Grizzly Dan wrapped up as a mummy? Okay. So here we go. We're going to count down. Ricardo, you keep track. And everybody, let's cheer him on. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Let's hear the cheers. Oh, boy. Easy now, Grizzly Dan. You're going to get dizzy. Oh, my.
Keep spinning.
Ricardo, where are we at with the time?
48 seconds left.
Oh, my goodness.
Keep spinning.
Nobody get dizzy. We don't want any reversal of fortune happening here. No beers for Grizzly Dan. Ricardo, where are we at? Let's hear everybody cheer. Come on.
30 seconds.
Who's got the best looking mummy? Grizzly Dan, are you okay? He's okay.
20 seconds.
20 seconds to go. Oh boy, covering his head is the request.
Oh boy.
Ricardo, where are we at now?
Hold on. 11.
Here we go.
10,
count it down, Ricardo.
9,
Everybody count
8,
it down.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's it. Time is up. We stop. All right, now it is up to the crowd. Grizzly Dan, maybe you want to turn and face the crowd. Let's hear the cheer for Grizzly Dan as a mummy tonight. And let's hear the cheer for Rex as a mummy tonight.
Oh.
Rex gets the loudest cheer. He is the winning mummy tonight. How about a big round of applause for the guys? Rosie, we need some championship music, and we need a broom and a dustpan as well. Rex is going home with the Shields tumbler, the signed photo, and the USA Today Network Wisconsin Frisbee. Go ahead, take it, Grizzly Dan. You get the playing cards, the Frisbee, and a signed photo as well. There you go. Again, how about a round of applause for the guys tonight? There you go, Rex. You know what? The best thing about that is Amari Rogers is back as the co-host next week. We might do it again. We got to use up my streamers here since it'll be Halloween night. So there we go. How about that, there, Captain? Huh? You're not gonna find. You're not gonna. He thinks he won. He's a little grumpy right now, the captain. You're not gonna find fun like that at any other Packers show, right? Oh, we need De'Vondre's microphone on. So. All right, so there we go. Before we get to our second audience question, we are winding down. As I always say to the captain, the time flies by, doesn't it? It goes by, and almost an hour in the books. Isaiah, I've got some gifts for you, though, for hanging out with us tonight.
Awesome.
What's that?
I'm jealous.
We'll get you some pictures at the end of the season.
Okay.
You holding up the Super Bowl trophy. How about that?
Yes.
That's what we want.
Good one. That would be a good one.
So we got some pictures for the man cave for the folks in Buffalo. I don't know if that's where the man cave is, but if it's filled with Buffalo stuff, we got some Packers stuff for you here. So Rosie, put it on the screen to commemorate the fact that you were a Green Bay Packer. There you are, wearing the green and gold. So here's the photo for you right here for your man cave. That's going to look good. And then I always like to do the old school thing. Look at you in that Boston College Eagles
There you go.
jersey. That'll look good in the
like
man
the
cave
eye
as
black.
well.
I always had a lot of eye black.
A lot of eye black
A lot
there?
of eye black.
You don't wear that anymore in the NFL?
Not this much.
Too much eye black, he says.
Thank you.
So that's for your man cave. That's for hanging out with us tonight.
Appreciate
That's for
you.
pretending to wrap somebody up as a mummy. Ricardo, we got another audience question.
Yeah, this is Tracy Santos, a familiar face. She has a question, actually from Appleton. She has a question for Isaiah.
De'Vondre answered my other question pretty thoroughly, so we'll go back to your rookie year. Coming into Green Bay, was there a meeting explaining some of the more unique things you'd experience, like riding your bike or riding a little kid's bike over to training camp?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay, yeah. We had like rookie development meetings, you could say, and it was just to go over, things like that. A lot of people, believe it or not, haven't drove in the snow too, so like that was another thing. So just a bunch of little different things that some people might have not went through. So.
Good question, yeah.
That's actually a good thing you had those meetings. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Isaiah knows how to drive in the snow. He grew up in Buffalo, for crying out loud, right? Don't slam the brakes, pump the brakes when you're coming to the stop sign on icy roads. So, hey, I want to talk to you guys. Speaking of Buffalo, okay, you got the big Bills game coming up Sunday night. De'Vondre, Aaron Rodgers kind of said maybe this is a good thing for you guys, right? You're the underdogs for a change. It's kind of rare. Maybe this is a good position to be in. Do you kind of agree with that? Because you know that a lot of folks nationally are going to pick Buffalo to win that game.
Yeah, man, it's just one thing I know about this team is, at least since I've been here, we've always risen up to the challenge, especially when we know we're playing against really good teams. Like, I'm not too worried about how we're going to perform. So that's actually a pretty cool quote. We are going to be the underdogs for the first time in a while. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And like you said, NFC's wide open. A lot of 3-win teams, a lot of 4-win teams. A couple teams maybe pulling away a tad bit, but a long way to go, and that conference is still very much wide open. How about a round of applause tonight for the captain and the Bloodhound hanging out with us tonight on Clubhouse Live. Ricardo, we are going up north, and we are going to make our predictions for the Packers-Bills game. Who are you picking?
This year has been so weird now. I look on paper and I say, oh, this should be Bills by a couple touchdowns, but I think it'll be really close. I just find it hard to believe they'll go to what I call, Rich Stadium, right? That was the old name.
That was a really old name,
Really
yeah.
old. Yep. And seeing them when the Buffalo, they're maniacs over there. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I don't think it'll be a 10-point blowout or anything like that. It'll be within 4 or 5 points.
And you're saying Buffalo's going to
Buffalo wins,
boy,
though, yes.
Mean Gene does not like that at all. Neither does the captain. Neither does a Bloodhound. Well, look at this. Look at what I pulled out today. Somebody on Facebook said the victory visor has run out of its victories.
Magic. No more magic.
So I have now pulled out the rally cap right here, and it's going on the head. Brand new. Full of victories right here. And I agree, Ricardo, it's going to be close, but I think it's 27-24 Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football. No analysis other than it is a weird year, and weird stuff happens, right? And this is still a very talented football team, the Packers are. That's kind of what makes this league, I guess, must-see, right? Because you just never know what's going to happen each and every week. I think Mason Crosby, a last-second field goal happens and wins the game, and I think the defense is going to pick off Josh Allen a couple times. Maybe this guy gets his hands on the football one more time.
That'd be nice.
A big special teams fumble, and Isaiah McDuffie's pouncing on the loose ball. You never know. Those things happen. And I think they're going to make the plays to win the game on Sunday night, and we'll be here celebrating a big Packers victory. What do you guys think? You like it? The rally cap right here. The victory visor. I've been putting that away for a while. Okay, you've had your say, Grizzly Dan.
Easy, Grizzly Dan.
He thinks he's running the show now. Hey, Packers News app, Ricardo.
That's right.
PackersNews.com.
With exclusive commentary, insider analysis, award-winning photos and video from USA Today Network, Wisconsin's Packers coverage team. Hey, Brett, that Packers News app, your one-stop shop for complete coverage of the Green Bay Packers. Unlimited digital access to the Packers News app, and PackersNews.com can be yours for as low as 99 cents for the first month. Please subscribe today.
Yes, by the way, I got to apologize. I got a big puddle of spit all over here. I guess I need a bib with the way I talk. So I apologize if I spit on you, De'Vondre. I didn't mean it for sure. Special thank you to our sponsors and friends. First, our 3 presenting sponsors, Cellcom, East Wisconsin Savings Bank, and Munoz Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. And a big thank you to our supporting sponsors. We have Shields, we have Escort Limousine Service, we have Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, Mayfield Sports Marketing, Mike Thiel and Eric lives here, and of course the Hilton Appleton Paper Valley Hotel. There, I said it without spitting that time. Programming note, everybody. Now, next week's show falls on Halloween, but there did not seem to be all that much interest in bringing back our costume contest, so I think we'll skip that, both in person and on our Facebook page. So no need to come dressed unless you want to. And Ricardo's always wearing that spooky, ugly mask of his wherever he is. There he is back there lurking, looking for the Bears highlights. But we'll bring some candy, right? We'll hand out some candy on Halloween night and make it a fun night. And we still will, though, however, have our ugly Christmas sweater come Christmas time. So, De'Vondre, the captain, you do have the final word tonight. What do you want to say?
I thank you guys for coming out every weekend and hanging out with me. It's definitely a pleasure. You can be anywhere else, but you're here.
Hanging out with us, right?
Yeah.
All right. Keep those claps coming, everybody, for the captain, for the Bloodhound, for Ricardo and the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin. I'm Brett Christopherson signing off. Be back here next Monday night as we do celebrate a big Packers victory over the Buffalo Bills with our other co-host, Amari Rogers, will be here. We'll have a good time. Until then, Mean Gene, it's your turn. Take it away.